Hello, YouTube. All right. As you can see, I am currently in the RV trying to do the whole self quarantine thing, but trying to keep things as normal as possible for my kids. So I basically still see them on the weekends, and we've been kind of living in the RV on the weekends, which is nice. A little bit more difficult than normal because I'm sure most of you guys are aware things are like shutting down all over. So even being in an RV is difficult. And it's difficult because they're shutting down parks, they're shutting down basically resources. But we're still managing to find spots where we can park and get some water and things like that. Although obviously conservation is key. Also, with the difficulty that people have been having with showering and stuff like that, I had gone ahead and at this park that I'm at, I was able to access like big garbage dumpster, so I was able to clear out some of the stuff in the RV. But there's still a lot more stuff I need to go through. As you can see, piles here, but I've kind of moved them to the back, what's left. Um, and I will be going through this stuff. But just wanted to show you what the bathroom currently looks like. Let me turn that on here. I wonder where that got turned off. Okay, the fan, the vent fan. But you can see the RV is actually, the tub is cleared out right now. And this is kind of how I shower in here because even though it has water that we could run from the RV's storage unit, the water storage, getting access to water is an issue. So I basically hand carry water in the 1 gallon jugs whenever I can from like a bathroom or whatever. Still trying to figure out if I can fill it up while I'm at a gas station getting gas, with a hose or something. So that's an option. The other problem is trying to dump, like gray water and black water because all the RV parks are closed. They're not letting people in. So I'll be looking into contacting the city, the sewage processing plants, to see if we can't dump over there. Because if we can do that, at least I can clean out stuff. Otherwise, I'm on conservation mode basically. But I can come in here and shower. Just using this. This is like 64 ounces. This is what we use to shower, but this has water in it. And basically, it's the same system I showed you, and we just pour that over our heads and shower in here. Clean that up a little bit. But basically, the RV is being used more like a home right now. I'm prepping for the eventuality that they could end up. Like right now, I'm still considered mission critical, one of the critical positions. So even though most of Florida, parts of Florida, it's all messed up the way things are being done right now. Because you have the state of Florida, which is still officially open, but different counties and different cities are shut down. Some are open, some are shut. It's ad hoc. And not only that, a lot of people apparently from New York and New Jersey, for some reason, have decided they're going to head to Florida right now. Probably because of all the outbreaks over there. So they may potentially be carrying stuff and bringing it to Florida, which is the new hot spot. So, like Orlando just shut down last week, I think on Thursday or Friday. I had a conversation with Tony and them with the situation with the solar wholesale. So all that's on hold right now because everything's frozen. Okay. I do have some links and stuff. I don't think you're going to be able to pick it up because, they've got everybody on lockdown. So at this point, you may see links and stuff for that. You can try calling Javon to see if they would do that. I was trying to run some ads that would actually be useful for some people right now for the solar trailers because they're in California. But Solar Wholesale LLC has these giant solar trailers, the utility trailers that they use to power like concerts and stuff like that. I think it generates more than 5,000 watts or more. And you pull it behind a vehicle. And it's got the solar panels, it's got battery banks, it's got inverters. You plug it in, turn it on, hook up, and you can run a house with it. So those would have been useful. I may go ahead and still put those videos out or at least produce them, but don't publish them yet because I don't know if I'm going to be working with Solar Wholesale when this is all over because I don't know if the company's going to make it. A lot of companies are having issues surviving because obviously nobody knows how long this whole thing's going to last. And smaller companies, mom and pop businesses, they might not even make it. So that's kind of sad. Those of you who have this stuff, you're fortunate. I heard that some people actually did try to get some solar panels from seeing some of my broadcasts. So if you were able to pick it up before they shut down, kudos to you. If you weren't, sorry. At this point, resources are, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Now, I did order a solar charger. I try not to film my kids here, but um, hey, I need you to kind of move a little bit, Nick. So you can see we got kind of a mess here because the kids and I are here. This is how we're lugging water to refill the stuff, the tank. But basically, I'm trying to put as much water as I can in here when I can, and then try not to use it unless we have to. But obviously, having the kids here, we use it. We wash our hands. For cooking, I have water. The one positive news that, from what I can tell and from what I've been seeing from the grocery stores, Walmart and elsewhere, shelves are starting to get restocked again because people aren't mass buying anymore. I don't know if it's so much because they're not panicking as they all ran out of money. But evidently, people are not buying as much, probably because they don't have money. I am at Veterans Memorial Park. For those of you who want to, around this area and you need a little break and stuff, I don't think you can camp out here overnight. They're still keeping it open. Bathroom access is available. I'll try to point out places that are still available. And the reason I'm pointing out, if you're a viewer on this channel and you're a van dweller, especially some locals, this is a lifeline. I'm trying to do the best that I can to publish stuff, but also don't go crazy and do crazy stuff where you're going to get it shut down. You can see the reason this is still open is because this is what it looks like typically. Only a few cars out here. People are remaining distancing. Nobody's calling the cops on somebody to create a problem where they shut it down and it's not available. Behind here is actually the Merritt Island Mall, and you can see that's all shut down and deserted. I see a couple cars there. I don't know what that is, if people are working in there or what. But most businesses right now are pretty much shut down. The only things that I'm seeing really open are like grocery stores, gas stations. But most people, for the most part, I think are staying inside. What's interesting is they see, and this is where you can see money talks. Okay, Brevard County initially last week shut down all the beaches. They officially closed down all the beaches. Okay, so you weren't allowed to be on the beach. They would actually fine you. I think it was like $500 or more per instance they caught you on the beach. But see, here's the thing. A lot of the beaches and stuff have really expensive homes on them. I hope you understand where I'm going with this. So if you're a rich homeowner on the beach and they made it so you can't go on your beach behind your house and you can get arrested, all somebody has to do is report you, you're going to complain, right? So that's what ended up happening, I think. And somehow the council, city council, whatever, overrode the shutdown. And so this is what they've done as a compromise, which I'm like kind of bogus, but this is the way they did it. The beaches are officially, and it depends on the city and the counties. This is what's all crazy. They're not all the same, even though they're all in Florida, in Brevard County. Different cities are behaving differently. But they opened up the beaches, so you're allowed to go on the beach. But here's the catch. There's no parking. All the beach parking have been blocked off, so you can't park. In other words, the people who live on the beach with the rich, expensive houses, they can continue to jog and go on the beach every day. They don't want people who don't live on the beach to go there. But if you're smart about it and you know where you can go around the county, I don't know if it's like that all throughout Florida, so double check your county's own zone, and not zoning, but their new rules are changing by the minute, okay, which is crazy. I could tell you something, and by tonight, it's different. But as of right now in Brevard County, I think a lot of the beaches are open. You can go to the beach, you just can't park. What that means is if you can find a place across the street, maybe a block away, you can get to the beach. And for van dwellers, it could be a potential lifeline because at the beach, generally in Florida, you have the showers. I was showering there for a while. I'm rigging up my RV so I can shower in the RV because of work. I have to maintain I have to look normal. I can't start stinking and looking like a caveman or something. And going to the beach was taking too much time and burning gas. Having to commute. It was like taking a round trip. I can end up taking 10, 20, 30 miles just to take a shower. So that's getting a little expensive. So I've rigged the RV so I can actually shower in it. It's pretty much self-contained. Good news is I just got a notification that my charge controller, I ordered 2 of them. One has arrived, so I'm going to try to get it hopefully by the end of this weekend, and that will allow me to hook that up. I may hook it up to Little Blue first just to check it out, and then get the second one and hook that up on the RV. As of right now, I do have one panel up on the roof on the RV. I'm modifying the way I was going to mount it. I was going to do all sorts of crazy stuff to mount it, but I gave up on that. I was like, it was too much, and I don't think it'll do anything but put more holes in my roof, making it more leaky than it already is. So I'm just going to mount it the way I've got that one panel mounted, which seems to be secure. It seems to be holding. And I want to thank the person who mentioned trying to make a windbreaker. You know, what happens when you mount a flat panel and you have airspace under there, which you're supposed to have, so that air can circulate so it doesn't get really hot, you know, because if it gets really hot, it could damage the panel, because the cells could all like short out, you know, it melts the stuff in there. But anyhow, they suggested making like a wind dam or a windbreaker, you know, at the front of the unit. And so what I did was, I'll show you on video later, but I took leftover insulation that I had, the foam insulation, or the styrofoam, yeah. And I cut it to approximately the right height and squeezed it in there. Then I put some black Gorilla Tape or whatever to kind of seal it. It's not like super tight or anything, but what it's designed to do is block that front opening so that I see the county park guy is here now. I don't know if he's going to end up talking to me or what. You see county, you know, he's just cutting through the field. He's going to go restock the bathroom and stuff. I thought he was going to tell me, you got to leave, sir. Because he's seen me here for several, you know, the weekends while I had the kids here for this weekend, because this is where we decided to camp. But we got other spots and stuff that we've been rotating through the county, because you don't want to look like you're at one spot. If he sees me in too many times, it could be an issue. But that's the kind of stuff I want to warn you about. If you're picking a spot, don't have multiple spots, so they don't think you're living there. And if, you know, if it's an issue, tell them the truth. You know, this is how I'm living right now. Where do you want me to go? I was reading one of the group members I really feel sorry for. I don't even remember their names. But there's some Italians that are living in a beat-up old RV, traveling. They were traveling from North America, like from Alaska, all the way down to South America. They are stuck right now in Argentina in their RV. And it is a mess. Maybe I'll make a link for that. They did post in the Living in a Van Facebook group just to share some of their stuff. But their adventure is even worse than most of us who are here in America, stuck in America. You know, even though we're having our resources taken away. Imagine you're in a foreign country, you're Italian, okay? Which people are becoming prejudiced and just freaking out, thinking just because you're Italian, you're contagious, or just because you're Chinese or whatever, you're causing it. I don't understand what's going on with people's brains, why they're thinking like that. You know, anybody can get it, and you can get it from contact with somebody, or even like pumping up gas, you know, touching your face, because you're transferring germs. But basically, they are stuck in Argentina. So if you imagine my situation here, you know, at least the police aren't accosting me and stuff. And if they do, I'm a local. You know, like, look, I'm homeless. Where do you want me to park? Tell me where I can plug in. You guys shut down the RV parks, the mobile home parks. You're kicking people out. You're not letting people park there. You're making people basically drive around potentially spreading stuff. Tell me where to park. I'll park at the police station. I'll park where you tell me to park. Okay, that's the situation with them. When I left off on there, they just put out an episode a few minutes ago, but I didn't watch it. But the previous one, they were actually parked outside the police station, because they asked the police and everybody else, where can we go? And the answer is always, not here, you need to leave. Well, they don't have resources. You know, just like all of us living in a van or in an RV right now. You have to have water, you have to have food, and electricity would be nice. So, you know, maybe I'll post a link there just to share it with you guys, because I think their adventure, I feel so sad for them, because I'm like, you know, when I'm going through I know what they're going through. It's worse than me, because they're in another country, and the country wants to kick them out, and they can't leave because, you know, flights and stuff aren't allowed. A lot of flights, international flights are closed. Whole countries are closed. So that's the situation people are dealing with right now. If you're at home, be grateful. You might complain about being locked down. Imagine you're in a vehicle and you can't even get water. And then they keep knocking on your door telling you got to leave. But then when you ask them where you can go, they say, just leave the town. They don't tell you where you can go. There's no place you can go. Because anywhere you go, even trying to buy food, they can give you a hard time. Here in America, that hasn't been the issue yet. Notice I say yet, because things are changing, daily. But in other countries, they're not even wanting people to go in there and buy stuff. Now, Florida may have some severe issues coming up because of all the crazy stuff going on. The people from New York and New Jersey are coming down because they're freaking out because, the cases there are going crazy. The number of deaths are climbing exponentially. So they're coming to Florida, potentially bringing more infections. Or coming here where there's already crazy infections because Florida didn't test anybody. So whatever numbers they're reporting in Florida, I can tell you it's wrong, okay? When I was showing some of the symptoms and anybody else I knew, they were not testing anyone. They're like, wait until you're dead, you're dying, and then go into the ER. Then they might test you. And if you're young and you're not like 80 years old, they weren't even testing you, okay? So what you're going to see is if they do actually do real testing, the numbers, not just for Florida, but for the entire United States, is way, way more than what they're saying, okay? I think the United States probably has the most infections because we're probably the most unprepared compared to the rest of the world. And we're talking, some of these are third world countries that are better prepared than we are, which is, I shake my head, I'm like, this is unbelievable that it's happening like it is. But it has to do with just not being prepared and not wanting the guy there, he's disinfecting and cleaning every day. He's stocking it. I've seen him here, every day that I've been here. So he monitors the place and takes care of it. It's one of the few parks that are still open. I may keep it open because there are rich people near here. Let me put it this way. The shutdown is affecting different classes of people differently. Now, as sad as I am to say this, in the richer areas, parks and stuff still tend to be open. Okay. Just so you're aware. So, just a little hint, although if you're going into that neighborhood, they also have more police presence. Police like to patrol and watch for outsiders and stuff. So there's that balance, okay? Wherever you end up going and stuff, don't be a nuisance. Don't move there like you're living there. Don't steal toilet paper from there. Don't destroy the place. Keep it clean. It should look like you weren't even there, and look for more than one spot. Try to have backups. Try to have multiple locations. Try to have places where you can go. Like I even have places that I've already started to designate that are totally isolated. Did you see that? Big fish jumping up? I saw this morning and earlier there was like a huge alligator like just swimming around here. But this lake actually has fish. So you can go fishing here. I don't know if you can see people fishing in the distance. So yeah, Earthwalker Todd was saying they're not testing, and so what they're saying is, and he's right. They're saying like, okay, look, they want a high death ratio, and this is what I was trying to explain to like my son and stuff. I'm like, look, let's simplify stuff, okay? We're gonna do really simple math based on 100%. So let's say we have 100 people. This is what the real math is, and that's why we're in deep caca, sort of, okay? Let's say you have 100 people. And they're saying this is super, super contagious. Okay, they're saying 80% can get infected. 80% can get infected is how contagious they're saying this is. But really, that's the same as I think cold or flu. Okay, but what they want to do is make it appear more deadly, and this is how you do it. You say 80% can get infected, but out of that 80%, okay, so now we got 80 people infected out of that group. Really fast, okay? So 80 people are infected, but you don't test any of them. So right now you have 80% infected, but officially on your list, 0 are infected because you haven't tested any one of them. And then they call you because they say, I'm displaying some of the symptoms. Should I come in and get tested? You say, no, you shouldn't come in and get tested unless you're dying. So out of that, okay, then maybe 10 people feel like they're dying. They can't breathe. They're on their deathbed and they go to the ER. Okay, they are literally dying. Then they get those 10 tested. Now they say out of 100 people, there was only 10% that was infected. And out of the people that went in and they were dying, okay, let's say 5 of them die. I'm just making up these numbers just to show you how they can manipulate data. So you got, out of 100 people, they say only 10% got infected, so it's not that bad. But out of the 10 that go in there, 5 are dead. So it has a 50% fatality rate on infection. That makes it look super, super deadly. When, the real numbers would have been, there were 80 people infected, but 5 died out of the 80, which is much lower than 50% of the people infected dying. So that's how they can manipulate the data. And I think that's what's happening right now. My honest feeling about it is, even though it's not the flu, the symptoms are very much like the flu. Okay. The flu kills a lot of people just like this does, but people don't freak out. There's some other stuff going on here. I'm not saying that the coronavirus is not deadly. I'm not saying that it's not spreading. I think we should control it just like we should control the flu. But the reaction to it has been not proportionate to how deadly it is compared to the cold and the flu. The other thing about it is the reaction to it is causing more people to die than normal, causing more hardship, like even for elderly and people on low income, people who are homeless, people who are van dwellers, travelers. It's causing more problems than the flu, because the flu, everybody just ignores it, if you understand what I'm saying. By creating this pandemic scare, which it is, it is a pandemic, but so was the flu, So that's what I feel. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm not an expert or anything. I'm just looking around. I'm like, I don't really see anyone being affected as much by the coronavirus as they are being affected by not being able to get toilet paper, not being able to buy medicines. See, with the cold and the flu, I could still get toilet paper cheap from Walmart, which I can't even do anymore. I could get any medications I needed because it was always on the shelf. Right now, that stuff's not available. Thermometers are not available. Things that you would use to test yourself are not available. And really, there's no reason for that. Hey, look, a little butterfly. I always take the time to realize that to that butterfly, see, it's still normal. This is the alligator that I saw in the pond. It was still normal. The fish, my son was catching some fish. That's all still normal. The only abnormal stuff going on right now that I see is society. For me, the manatees are still out there. The dolphins are still out there. The birds are still out there. But I am having to deal with the abnormalcy of society right now, which to me is more of a danger than the virus itself. I will do the quarantine that they're recommending just because it's safer, for the safety of everyone. But honestly, there's a chance I could already have it in my children. I was already showing some of the symptoms. I did the heat treatment with the steam. I've gotten better since, but I'm starting to feel my chest get a little bit congested again. So I'm getting ready to do some more treatment with steam or something. Or if I can find an electrical plug, I'll just use a space heater. Space heaters get pretty hot. So I got a small little portable space heater. I might plug it into electricity and then just sit in front of it and kind of breathe in the hot air. Not to the point where it burns me, but enough where I can feel the warmth going into me, And then I'll probably go ahead and take another one of my Imodium AD equivalent, just to play it safe. Because that's when I did that last time, it worked. But last time I was still able to get into a hot shower and shower for 20-30 minutes. It cleared up my congestion, and I felt 100 times better. Right now, I'm not feeling like sick, but I do have my severe headache that I had like before. I'm not coughing so much, just occasional cough, but I think it could be, like I said, allergies. But I do have a really bad headache, which is one of the symptoms I had. They were saying the symptoms for younger people seem to be different than older people. Some younger people report no temperature, like all the symptoms they were listing. They experienced those, but they did experience like not being able to smell food, not being able to taste food, which would have to do with your nose being stuffed up, respiratory stuff. So not being able to smell food affects your sense of flavor, your sense of taste. So things to look out for, and the fact that they're saying that, symptoms, some people don't have the symptoms. So how are you supposed to detect that? Faith Walker says, the truth is healthy people are affected so little that they don't even know they get sick. And then they go around spreading it, Hello, Connie. Good to see you on here. So basically, the problem is you have a disease that has the same symptoms as what people normally have in this time of the year, colds and flu. So some people have cold and flu, and then they automatically assume coronavirus. But not only that, they say, well, if you don't show any symptoms, you could still have it. So what the heck? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, there's no way to really detect. So you have to treat everyone, whether or not they have the symptom, as if they have the symptom. But the way it's being done, because it's being done hodgepodge, it's disorganized. There's no central agency, whatever, handling everything and giving information. Everybody's making up their own system. And that, I think, is what's causing the issue. That's what's causing the problems we're having right now. But it's not causing a problem for this little guy. See him? He's still normal. Hello. Hello, little butterfly. Look at him getting the nectar. Do you see that? I think the animals know more what's going on than we do. For them, it's just another day. Look at this dragonfly right here. You see the dragonfly? Hello, little dragonfly. It is an absolutely normal day for the animals. And honestly, I think if people, I don't know, I think it's too late. The panic, I just looking at people, and people are all panicking. And, I do think quarantine is good. I do think trying to detect people who are sick is good. I just think that the reactions that people have had has not been very good. And I think the reactions people have had makes me really sad, and how people treat one another. Like people not allowing people to park, shutting down resources that are actually would stop the spread, reduce it. Letting RV people camp so that they have a spot where they can stay. They're taking that away. I'm like, why the hell would you do that? You're saying that this stuff spreads, and you want people in a vehicle driving around spreading it, and you're not letting them park anywhere. So they got to keep going all over the place, spreading whatever. Even if they didn't have it, they're going to get it now from driving around and dealing with all that, So it's just a messed up situation. It just makes me sad, I am appreciative of all of you. I know some people were laughing at my RV that all of you guys helped me to get, and the money that was sunk in by Connie and others who helped me to get it repaired. You never know how things play out. We didn't know this shit was going to happen. Look what you gave me. You gave me safety. If worse came to worse, and my job, the other job that I have as a cleaner, but see, that's kind of critical. But if they do somehow shut that down, where I'm moving into? I'm moving into the RV. It's not 100% operational, but when I install the solar panels and stuff, and the charge controllers here, it is self-contained. I can actually go into the woods. All I have to do is learn how to fish. My son's good at fishing. He's in the process of teaching me. So, I can get food. This is plenty of water. I know it's dirty water, but I can distill it. I know how to sterilize this water. I know how to live off this. It's what I was saying about people who think they're survivalists, but they fight others over toilet paper or canned tuna, and they buy lots of bullets to kill other people. I'm like, I don't think you're going to survive very long if that's how you plan on surviving. Because what do you do when you run out of toilet paper? What do you do when you run out of tuna? What are you going to do? Huh? You going to start eating people? That's what you're showing me. Your behavior is like that. I think if you're a true survivalist, you can do it whether or not there is a virus or a pandemic going on, or you're already functioning. I think a lot of the people who are already living out in the bayous, those people that hunt, what you call like, or even like the so-called rednecks, if you want to call them that, even though I think it's a derogatory term, those are the survivalists. They know how to survive. They know how to hunt. Like, see, here's food right here. Even though for me it's not food yet. Yet. My son caught some big fish, huge fish from here, but we let them all go. And you're like, why would you let them go? You can eat them. Yeah, we could eat them, but I don't have to. The stores are still open right now, and I can go buy the food from there. It would save a little bit of money, and it would be nice fresh fish, but I'm not at that point yet. I'm still trusting that society will pick itself back up, and I do like pork. We got beef today, actually. I bought some, what's that meat that I got? Pot roast or whatever. You know how I get that big slab of meat, and I'm going to cut it into strip steak, and that's what we're going to cook up in the RV. So we're going to be eating steak and rice, and then, that's the plan, So, and I do plan on eventually getting some stuff to cook fish if I have to. But see, that's only something I want to do if I feel like cooking fish, or if the stores have gotten to the point where they're closed down and I can't go shopping anymore. But you've got to know how to make water, how to clean water, how to sterilize. You got to know, that toilet paper is not a critical supply. If toilet paper is a critical supply to you, you're not thinking clearly. You obviously don't know how to survive. I do want to tell you all, don't. Hear that? Hear that, duck? Whatever that animal is. Don't let the news and the media and stuff get you all worked up. Do try to follow the quarantine. It doesn't hurt, okay? It's safety. Should be doing that kind of stuff even with the cold and the flu. It's for your safety. If you can stay in, stay in. I don't have that choice, but I do try to go where there's no other people. I try not to be in the stores unless I have to be. Try to stay where there aren't people. If you're in a van and you don't know what to do, go back to my original playlist where, I started with nothing and pretty much had to survive, like even out in the woods. You do what you need to. If you need water and you don't have any water, this looks like dirty water. It's drinkable if you sterilize it. You don't have anything, chlorine will do it, just a little bit of chlorine. You can look up on the internet, Google it, how to sterilize water. Chlorine will clean it. It won't really clean it, but it'll kill bacteria. You want it clean, boil the water, catch the steam. You've got distilled water. Okay? Distilled water is like pure. Then when it gets down low, dump the remaining water because that has all the dirt and sediment and everything else in it. And if you were able to catch this and boil it, you actually have fish. See the little baby fish, the minnows? That's food. That's protein right there. So there's bigger fish here. Lots of fish in this little, I guess this would be called a lake. I guess it's bigger than a pond, probably a lake. Yeah, and even that alligator that I saw there, that would be food if you wanted alligator steak. But anyhow, I hope you're all staying safe. I just wanted to let you know not to freak out. Do try to stay quarantined if you can. Apparently ordering stuff online is still going on and still working for now, so you might want to order stuff that might help you with survival. Florida people, I couldn't understand why they were freaking out over like getting like water and getting stuff like toilet paper, because this isn't a hurricane. They're so used to prepping for hurricanes, they're buying the same supplies that you would for a hurricane, like all the batteries and stuff. I'm like, dude, power's still running. You still have running water. I can go there and run the faucet there. I could probably even shower in there if I was quick enough. I could sneak in there, because the bathroom, it has a drain on the floor. So if I wanted to, I could give myself a shower in there. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to, make a mess. I don't want to tie it up from other people. So, and that's why I rigged my RV to the point where I can actually shower in it. It's not done. It's getting done one by one. And some of you are like, why aren't you? I don't have the luxury of a home where I can empty things out and do it. I have to do it while I'm living in it. And I have to have my kids there because I'm taking them on the weekends regardless. That was the whole point of me staying here in America instead of bolting more than 10 years ago. So, things have to be done based upon the situation and the resources that are there. Just looking here. mukbang is saying the Italians kiss their relatives whenever they meet. Even if they don't kiss, I mean, even if they didn't kiss, just being around each other, you're breathing the same air. It's like, even with me and my kids, we're like, we could have already had it, all of us. At this point, whoever you connect with, like even like my ex, because the kids go back and forth between us. I asked my son what he does at the house, when he's under quarantine. He says he goes fishing and stuff. And I said, you're not hanging out with your friends, are you? He said, they're all under quarantine too. But and I said, well, the thing is, if you hang out with your friend, even though it's the same friend, if that friend's family goes out shopping and whatever, see, that's how people are interconnected. And that's why when you quarantine, you want to stay with your group, You could have a group of 1,000 people. If you never went out anywhere, if all 1,000 people stayed together, you're all safe. But all it takes is one person going out to another group, and the other group is infected or whatever, and bringing it back. Now everyone's screwed. That's the whole purpose of quarantining. And that's why they needed to do it all at once, because evidently this virus, on its own, if you let it run its course, from what I can tell, within 2 to 3 weeks, it comes in, infects you, and you either live or die. And some people are walking around right now, they already had it, and they already got immunity. Generally with viruses, just like the flu, you build up an immunity to it. That's what some people don't understand, how vaccines work, what the difference is between a vaccine and a cure. I'm not a medical expert or anything, but I'll try to explain to you what I know about it. A vaccine, okay, isn't a cure, okay? A vaccine means they took the virus and they weakened it. They weakened it down so that when they inject it into your body will build up its own antibodies and antivirus fighting, okay, capabilities. So it'll kill the weakened virus and have a strong shield up in place. So then when the stronger virus, the real one, hits you, it can't infect you because your body will fight it off. That's how a vaccine works, okay? A cure would actually kill the virus while it's inside you. So what people want right now, it's not a vaccine. What people want right now is a cure. There's a difference between the two. So a cure, let's say you had the virus, and some people are laughing at me, breathing hot air or whatever, using a steam bath or whatever to try to clear my sinuses and stuff. I'm trying to do it before the symptoms get worse. You're trying to stop it while you still can contain it. It's still in your nasal passages. I'm starting to feel a little congestion in my chest, but I don't know if that's related to whatever. I'm planning on doing the treatment again here. But basically the idea is to try to treat it, to kill the virus while it's inside you, and that resolves it. Now, will you have immunity? Possibly, because, you killed the virus, your body kind of built up some resistance, it's aware of it, and it starts manufacturing its own resistance, the ability to fight it. So that's the whole point of vaccines, is allowing your body to have resistance. Cure is what they're trying to work on. And, getting some all sorts of information out there. I think I tried to post a link. I don't know if I shared it to the group, where they had the Dr. F something, Barucci or whatever, who's like an expert now on it. Trying to tell you what they know, because so many people are spreading all sorts of misinformation, possibly even me, telling people that using a heat treatment can get rid of it. So I don't know. I'm just reading here. Oh, I do have a note for you guys. So you are aware, the Pay It Forward channel is now at about 980 something people. That means we're 20 people away from hitting 1,000. Okay, when the Pay It Forward channel hits 1,000, which I suspect it may hit within a week or two, I will be switching my broadcast to that channel. Like this kind of broadcast where it's not really van related, it's just me talking, giving people an opportunity to talk to each other and to find out if anyone needs help, because then the group as a whole will do what we can. Can't promise anything, but I know that as a whole, the people there are kind of connected. It's people So that resource will be opening up. We obviously aren't monetized on that channel yet because of view time. I've been uploading old videos. If you want to help get that channel monetized, watch all those old videos, run the playlist. Right now, I think YouTube is cutting back on what they're paying on advertisers and stuff like that. So even though you're getting more watch time, you're getting paid less because advertisers may be canceling their advertising campaigns or something. I don't know. Just seems like I have pretty decent watch time right now and revenue's down. So, and I think it's across the board. Just looking here. Yeah, some people are saying you get 900 per week. I don't think other than my other job, it's, the solar thingy, I don't get anything from that. If you're working part-time, a lot of people work, like even like with Uber and stuff, you won't get unemployment, I don't think. You consider like self-employed. It depends on the job. See, everyone makes these assumptions that may be applicable to them, but it's not to other people. And the whole thing is, I would tell you this, if nothing else, this whole coronavirus thing, I hope is a big wake-up call for people, you know? And even the preppers, the preppers is like, yeah, we're prepared. Then they're running in line to try to get toilet paper. So I hope this is a wake-up call to show you, what can happen. The stuff that people predicted, some of it is kind of true, but some of it people would have never predicted, like the toilet paper issue. So it may be a good idea to try to prepare, but the other thing is you really need to look at your reasoning ability and what you're actually preparing for. Like with this crisis, I hear about people standing in line for hours buying bullets and guns. I'm like, what are you planning on doing? Are you going to kill people for toilet paper? Are you going to kill people for tuna? Are you planning on protecting your stash of toilet paper and tuna fish from other people? And you're going to kill them over this? Is that what being alive means to you? If that's the world you want to live in, if that's the world you're surviving for, I don't want to be a part of it. I'll be one of the first ones to die. If you have to kill other people to protect your stash instead of sharing what you have with other people, you're already inhuman. You've already lost your humanity. I don't know what the heck you're wanting to stay alive for. You've already lost what it means, at least to me, to be human. So those are just things that people should be thinking about, but I just see them panicking and saying, well, I got guns, I got a stockpile of bullets. You're planning on killing people. What does that make you? A survivalist? And what kind of world are you surviving in? Just scrolling through. It looks like you guys want to chat, but I do have to sign out. We will come back again live later when I can, and hopefully soon we'll be going live on the Pay It Forward channel. If you are not already on the Pay It Forward channel, you can find links from here to the Pay It Forward channel. You want to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell to that channel, because soon this channel will go mostly silent. Just so you know. Not because I'm dead or anything, hopefully not because I'm dead, but this channel will be mostly van-related stuff. I will be mostly doing RV and van-related stuff, showing people how to do things, not so much a vlog. The Pay It Forward channel, I will go on there to just chat about various topics. You guys can talk over me or talk about the topics, doesn't matter. The whole point of creating that channel is to give people a forum to meet and talk and chat and socialize, and also to generate revenue for the group, so that when people need help, we actually have income coming in that the group itself is generating. I know people were donating in the past, and I know they would donate now if they were asked, but I really am trying to get away from that and get to the point where the group is self-maintaining as far as raising its own funds to make it available to, people there that need help. So make sure you go to Pay It Forward. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to that channel. Tap the notification bell. If things continue on their present course within a week or so, that channel will start going live, and this channel will start going quiet. So take care, everybody. God bless you all. Please stay safe. I do think about each and every one of you. I feel sorry for the people who are that have less than I do. I know a lot of the van dwellers have much less than I do right now, and I am so grateful for the viewers of this channel, for Connie and all the other people, Timothy, everybody else who stepped in to help. You probably didn't realize the significance of what you were doing for me at the time, but you basically made it so I'm not just in my van. I actually have some resources for my children and stuff. Having my children in a van like this during this time would have been extremely hard. I would do it still, hang out with my kids, but they wouldn't be able to spend the night, and we wouldn't be able to camp and go fishing and do this kind of stuff. So I want to thank you all. I want to let you all know that I am thinking about each and every one of you every single day, every single moment, especially those of you who are on the older side. I think, I don't know, I get angry because I really do. I get angry because I don't think society, at least, being Asian and stuff, age is highly respected there. And these are the people that are highly honored. And nations, in Asia tend to safeguard the elders. Here, it's like they're treating elders like they're expendable, which to me is like messed up. I'm like, these are your smartest people. These are the people who built your nation, who built your country, the people who made all this stuff for you. And now you say they're old. You're going to leave them when they actually need your protection? And not only are you leaving them, you're making it so that they're more vulnerable. You're making a situation that puts them more at risk. I don't know what to do. I'm not in a position to do anything about it. I can only look at it and say I'm sad. I pray for each of you. I do hope that you will try to stay quarantined as much as you can. If you're older, look up when they have senior shopping times in your area and try to go during that time. My experience so far has been it's a little bit better as far as at Walmart. Seems like early morning it's not too bad. People are starting to space out, but like I said, it's not been as packed lately. But I don't think it's because people aren't hoarding. I think they just don't have any money. I think they just ran out of money. So stay safe, everybody. God bless you all. Don't panic. And if you find yourself freaking out, which I hear a lot of people saying they do, take a deep breath, step outside. Do you hear that? I don't know if this camera's picking it up on this phone. Those are birds. And a helicopter. But the birds. Listen to the birds. As long as the birds are singing and the butterflies are flying around and the dragonflies are still out, it's not the end of the world. It's actually a normal day. All this panic and shit you see is not nature. It is the humans, the governments, the system. And they are basically controlling you and how you feel and what you think. I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm just saying don't let them scare you. Do adhere to the quarantine, but don't make them think that the world is coming to an end, that life isn't worth living, because the sun is still beautiful. The sky is absolutely gorgeous. I feel a nice breeze. I hear the birds, and I'm still feeding squirrels. So take care, everyone. God bless you all. Stay safe. Have a great day, everybody.